they're not even trying to hide it anymore, bro. Like, I kid you not. As of this recording, it is, 6 minutes after they made this post, but the official Dragon Ball Legends Twitter accounts have given us the picture that you're seeing on the screen right now. And come on, bro. They literally are not even hiding it anymore. Like, they still have the hashtags of, hashtag DB Legends and hashtag unpredictable DBL8th. But the thing is, if it's saying that it's unpredictable, and then you give us something like this, which is a dead giveaway on top of what we just got yesterday, it makes it pretty freaking predictable. Like, either way, if there was anybody who thought for a second that there was any room for doubt that this was going to be the Broly movie, this should absolutely eradicate any of those doubts at this point. It is 100% going to be the Broly movie for part 1 of the Dragon Ball Legends 8th anniversary. Now, I did talk at length yesterday about, the information that we got from the special guest, which, we already know who it's going to be. He's definitely going to be singing Blizzard. And also, what I personally expect to see, but it comes down to the Dragon Ball Legends 8th anniversary, or at least part 1 of it. And the thing is, I said in that video that we could potentially get like multi-transforming units, only because in Dragon Ball Legends, we already have, okay, when it comes down to illustrations in Dragon Ball Legends, illustration 1 is like the base of all the characters. Illustration 2 would be all the transformations and the fusions. And then they have illustration 3. And illustration 3 defaults back to illustration 1, which is just the base of all the characters, right? And I also, on Twitter, I made a video showing everything in real time, where I went through it all, and I even showed, I believe, legend units, because legend units do have 3 illustrations, and it doesn't count for them because those illustrations are only based off of the base of the character. And then illustration number 2 is transformations and fusions, and illustration number 3 would obviously be another transformation, because I significantly doubt you're gonna like fuse into, for example, Gogeta, and then when the fusion wears off, then you fuse into Vegito. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But either way though, I believe that we could potentially get a multi-transforming unit, which would be really, really cool. And the Broly movie is a great way to introduce something like that into Dragon Ball Legends, because no unit in the game is multi-transforming. They're only able to transform and, by extension, fuse once, and that's it. So with the Broly movie, the reason why it works so well is because with Broly, more often than not, it's going to be Broly Fury leading off bare minimum, right? Which would transform into Super Saiyan, and then from there have another transformation, which would bring him to full power Super Saiyan. And then with Gogeta, you'd be on his base form, and then he would go from base to Super Saiyan, and then from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan Blue. So it makes sense for some characters that are able to take advantage of that, right? So if this is what they're gonna be like doing that off of, I'm all down for it, 100%. Oh, and also, I want to clarify something as well, because with the video that I made on Twitter about the illustrations as well, it doesn't affect the characters that got the manga panels, and it doesn't affect Zenkai units either. None of that has anything to do with the illustration, because it's still counted as the base character. That's the thing. Because the best example of that would be LF Super Vegito, the first anniversary unit, right? Because that unit is also a Zenkai, and that unit has a manga panel for their artwork, right? And the thing is, I did illustration 2, which you would think would activate like the Zenkai art, didn't do it. And I activated illustration 3, which you would think would activate the manga panel, and it didn't do it. So again, it's clear that they're implementing that because they plan to do something with that third illustration. And as of right now, the safest option would be multi-transformations. But I'm excited, man. I really am excited. Like, again, they're not even hiding it anymore. Like, we know it's gonna be Broly movie stuff. But I think the fact that they're still saying that it's unpredictable, right? I'm assuming that the unpredictability of the part 1 isn't necessarily what it's going to be, but more so what it's going to bring to the table, right? Because again, it would still be strange for them to say unpredictable Dragon Ball Legends 8th, when you're making it very, very obvious as to what it is, makes no sense, right? Now, obviously I could be wrong, because it could literally just be they're saying it's unpredictable. Oh, you guys will never guess what it is. Oh, surprise, it's the Broly movie. If that's the case, that's crazy. But I'm hoping that when they're saying it's unpredictable, it's because we don't know what to expect, right? Maybe it's the multi-transformations. Maybe it's like a completely brand new mechanic. Maybe it's the animations of both of these characters, because for the first time ever, this is going to be the first anniversary to have legend units, right? So maybe they're just making this as special as possible, right? In a way that we probably haven't predicted yet, right? Maybe, like, for example, Gogeta is able to do something really, really cool with his animations that might have an effect on like the battlefield, or maybe same thing with Broly, right? Maybe like he'll be able to do something that might have an effect on the battlefield, or maybe they come through with a new type of unique gauge, or maybe there is just some random but brand new mechanic that they bring to the table. I mean, it's not as if they aren't like cranking out ideas when it comes down to these mechanics. I mean, heck, look at us getting KO Guard, for example, right? None of us predicted something like that would happen, where we have an ability that keeps the entire team safe, right? Doesn't matter who's in or not. KO Guard will activate once and keep your team safe. After that, it depends on who else you have on your team, like if they have endurance or some second life mechanic. But you guys get my point. It's the anniversary. This is the moment where they pull out all the stops and bring like new things to the table. Now, I don't think, as of right now anyway, we're gonna get anything like giants in the game or anything of the sort. Like, I think that would be too much of a change into the game, where they'd have to really rework so much just to be able to get that to work. Which I'm not saying I'm against that, by the way. I would absolutely love to see giants in the game. That would be fantastic. But I don't think part one would be anything for that. Plus, there's no giants in the Broly movie anyway, so it doesn't make any sense. But maybe they just have something cooking, right? Because at the end of the day, it's unpredictable DBL 8th, right? And we know the anniversary is 3 parts. We're only entering part 1. So even if we don't see what the unpredictable part is in part 1, we still have part 2 and part 3 to really deliver on that unpredictable nature, right? Because again, they could bring something crazy to the table, maybe something that we've really wanted for a very, very long time, like giants, or something else that could be a really cool addition to the battle system when it comes down to Dragon Ball Legends. We don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. But at the very least, in terms of part 1, there is no room for doubt for what this is. It is absolutely going to be Broly and Gogeta. 100% they're doing the Broly movie. Like, for sure, like, even if it is just like 1 legend unit, which would be weird because anniversary, it's usually 2 LF units, now legend units. I would assume we're getting a legend Gogeta. There's no way that we're not. And a legend Broly. It's the only thing that makes sense. That's what I would like to see. But we're gonna find out exactly what it is in 2 days when the Legends information happens. But either way though, I do want to know in the comment section below, how excited are you guys for part 1 of the Dragon Ball Legends 8th anniversary? Especially now that we know for absolutely, certain it's going to be the Broly movie. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.